I think he needs to tell his son to stay away from the coronation. I think he needs to do it this week, because the longer he delays, the more that story then overshadows the coronation. You've rightly pointed out, we've only got about 90 days left. We need to get these issues resolved now so that the world can then focus on the coronation, not on this wretched man. But as I've pointed out in my article in the Express, every Wednesday, by the way, as I pointed out this week, Harry cannot be photographed by the press if he's not there to be photographed. He can't be booed by the public if he's not there to be booed. He can't rat on private conversations if those conversations have never taken place. And you can't have panning shots of, say, him and Camilla or some other such combination if he's not there. And if he is there, he will be the story. If he is not there, that is the end of it. And we can all focus on the coronation. Now, I understand, this is the king's son. Of course he wants him there. But I'm afraid Charles has got to put duty first. And this week, this very week, he's simply got to bite the bullet and say to Harry, sorry, but in the present climate, you cannot come.
I think that's very sage advice, Anne, because lots of sources close to King Charles are briefing this idea that if Harry and Meghan are not at the coronation, their non-attendance will overshadow proceedings. But I think you're completely right. That's not true. If they're not there, it will be a huge story when it's announced that they're not going to turn up. But actually, it means at the coronation, we're not thinking, oh, my goodness, is William going to lamp Harry? Are Meghan and Kate going to have some sort of stare-off behind the scenes? We won't be given that opportunity. We will just be given the opportunity to focus on the king.
And, of course, if Harry's there, the whole royal family are going to be uncomfortable. They're not going to know which way to look. They're going to have to be thinking about the expressions on their faces the entire time. And now none of that happens if Harry's not there. And, yes, there will be a huge furore when it's announced. That's the reason why I say it's got to be announced now, soon, tomorrow, yesterday, so that we can then
get it out the way. Get it out the way. But
get it out of the way.
I mean, look, there's so many issues with this, and the thing is, I've always suspected Harry and Meghan will turn up regardless. They are trying to leverage off the fact that they're not confirming they're coming to try and get concessions from Charles and the monarchy, which I just think is ludicrous. But I am genuinely concerned, Anne, about William and Kate and Camilla in particular, and them being put through the indignity of having to face Harry and Meghan in public. Because what you've got to remember, Anne, is after the late Queen's funeral, before the funeral, they weren't aware of what Harry was going to publish in his book and what Meghan was going to say on the Netflix series. Now, they know what's been said. They know that Harry has described Camilla as dangerous and the villain. They know that Harry and Meghan have implied that Kate was rude when the Duchess of Sussex entered the royal family. And, look at what he said about his brother. He has portrayed his brother as some sort of bullying brute. And by all accounts, I think William's anger is off the scale. And who knows? He might not be able to control it. He might not even be able to shake his brother's hand. I mean, I'm not going to say he's going to do anything in public, but it could be a very awkward moment, Anne.
Well, it could be. But what I think is a massive cheek is that Harry is talking about negotiating at all. I mean, he announces in the course of that rather pasty interview that he had, when he was hardly challenged, well, there'll be a negotiation when they apologise. Well, the royal family should not apologise, because the instant then there's any talk of a negotiation, all the emphasis will be, well, have they apologised, Have they said sorry to Meghan? Have they done this? Have they done that? There should be no negotiation. Reconciliations don't come about through negotiation. They come about because there's a genuine will on both sides to say, look, let's try and put this behind us. It is far too early for that, given they've still got books to come. They've still got podcasts to come.
And there's Meghan's autobiography to come.
I'm sorry, the king got to get a backbone over this.